So here we are with episode 2 of Shop Talk at West Bend Dyno, and we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, what happened last week, what's going on this week, what new projects are coming in or just got finished, or the status of some of the longer projects that we have on the shop floor. We have Chris sitting with us today. Brian did the last one with me. Chris is our shop manager, so perfect guy to have here. First thing that I have on my list that came in this week is a 2023 Durango that we just did a baseline on yesterday. And what's that in for, Chris?
That one's going to be getting a Metco pulley kit for the supercharger, JLT cold air intake, of course a catch can, AWE catback exhaust, and a Demon Performance brake kit.
Yeah, is the Demon Performance, that's a new one for us, right?
Yep. Yeah, we haven't used that one yet, so
that's
curious to see how.
Not actually on our website though, right?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, looking forward. We've done a number of those. Looking forward to seeing what comes out of that. But every one we've done, those Hellcat
we've had real good results.
Yeah, just love that boost. Next one I have on the list, we got a 5th gen ZL1 that's going to be getting a Harrup supercharger. So first time working with a Harrup. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see the results.
2650, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all fits.
All right. Next thing I have on the list is 72 Camaro, Jim's 72 Camaro, which is all done.
It's all done now. Yep, the dyno is all done, and it's actually loaded in the trailer. It's going to be heading up to the upholstery shop next Tuesday. So get the seats done, dash done, door panels, and then it comes back here for a final button up for the Holley 12.3 Pro Dash.
Okay. Yeah, a recap on that one. We did some suspension work on that with QA1 shocks, front and rear. We did some control arms.
Yep.
Air motive fuel system. A 540 boost ready blueprint engine,
yep,
I believe.
Blueprint engine, yep.
And it had an existing, is it an 871?
It's an 871.
Yeah, and it had carburetors, which we did switch to a Holley port injection.
The Terminator.
Actually, Terminator style,
yep,
okay.
Terminator stealth.
Interior, we did a little bit of roll cage work. It's going up to the upholstery shop for the dash, the door panels, all to match the Sparco seats, which is going to be a pretty cool combination.
Yep.
The look of those seats are pretty cool. Then what I got on my list next, 66 GTO. Where's Brian at with that one?
So he's working on the main wiring harness now for it. He's working on the front section right now for like the lighting harness, any of the main powers for the engine side of things. Then he'll be moving to the inside. It's actually going to get Thermotech coolant mat, sound deadening mat put in it, and he'll finish up the wiring harness on the inside and for the tail lights, and we'll just keep rolling along with it.
Yeah, that one's coming along. I think the Dakota Digital's on its way, and we got the order for the rear end too, right? That's got a narrowed rear end that's coming. So we little recap on that too. We did some framework on that one. I think we covered that last week. But that one got mini tub. Then it's got a new, I believe it's Moser rear end.
Yep, Moser 9-inch.
That's narrowed. So lots of fun stuff coming for that one. Then 2001 Cobra. That one's got the list of things that go wrong with that one.
That one definitely was.
The machine shop took forever.
Yeah, it took forever to get the engine back from the machine shop, but got that back, got everything installed with that. He had some other underlying leaks that he wanted us to look at as far as the differential. In pulling that out, we noticed that he had lots of issues with the axle seals were leaking, and there's called cross-axis joints that are for the rear knuckles basically on it. So those all got to get replaced. Got the differential sealed up. And then we were putting the supercharger on and noticed that there was some binding in it and some noise. And
it was on the car when it came in, yeah, so it's had some miles on it.
But the Vortec ended up needing to go in, and they actually tore it down, and it just needed some basic bearings and seals, and that's all rebuilt now, and it's actually back here, so we're ready to get it back installed, get the project back in here and continue on it.
Another really cool one that's going to be coming on the floor here fairly quick is 32 Ford.
Yeah, that one is customer bought it and brought it to us. We ended up putting on a BDS supercharger on it with fuel injection and motor. He didn't know anything about the motor. Motor ended up being
not built for boost.
Yeah, and it was worn. So went in, he took it into his own machine shop. They got it all done up and ready. That's actually back here now. We were hoping to have it in a couple weeks ago, but with some of the other issues that we've run into with projects, it's kind of unfortunately gotten pushed back. But that should be coming in the next few weeks and should be a real fun one.
And that was, what cubic inch was that?
That one was a 535, I believe.
Something like that, okay. Mm-hmm. Now it's all set up for boost, so now we can turn it up a little bit. And
he wants to run around 10, 12 pounds boost.
Okay. Awesome. There'll be plenty for that light little car, that's for sure. Next on the list, we have Chuck's 69 Camaro. And I know that had a laundry list of stuff, and I'm not sure where is that.
Yeah, that one came in here already with a bunch of stuff done to it. LS swap, twin turbo. We fixed a bunch of things, but running into some issues with it as far as Brian tuning wise, and whoever had set it up initially had a crank trigger on it, and with Hollies that tends to be a big issue, so we decided we're going to switch him over and put actually a regular crank sensor back in the LS with a different harness for the Holly so that we can get back on tuning it and hopefully get this thing all dialed in and ready for him.
Yeah, which is a great functioning operating system to start with, so really no reason to change that.
Yeah, yep.
What do we got here? Then we have the 68 Chevelle, Steve's 68 Chevelle, which that one's motor's done, I believe?
Yeah, the motor is done now. We're just waiting on Wagner. Their engine dyno is down at the moment, but that just needs to get run on the dyno, and then that can come back here. That one came in initially for some minor work, and he had some oil leaks and some oil consumption, and ended up having some extra play in the crank. The crank was walking quite a bit, and valve guides ended up being worn out on it, so that one's all set and ready now to come back, and we can get it in and get it ready for him for spring.
All right. We got a 96 Impala that we did an LS swap on years ago. A very patient customer, some manufacturer blemishes and parts that have popped up through the years that he's been patiently dealing with, and right now it's back for, I think there's a vibration we've been dealing with on that.
Yeah, we got a vibration. We put a new differential in it, ran into some issues with that. Manufacturer helped get all that stuff squared away, but we're still seeing a vibration.
Still was a long road, yeah.
And we have right now dealing with drive shaft. We're actually going to have a different drive shaft made for it. There's a little bit of run out in it, and the manufacturer of the drive shaft just offered to make us a new one, so hopefully that takes care of it. They've got all the dimensions now, and we'll get that made and get it installed and see where we're at.
Yeah, hopefully it takes care of it, because originally we had some issues with the ring and pinion, and it took a bunch of sending back and forth to the manufacturer, which was a little discouraging. Ate a bunch of labor on that. Finally got that installed. Vibration was still there. Had a brand new drive shaft, so the next thing we looked at was that, and got rebalanced, but still wasn't quite right. Now they're making a new one, and even looked at, we looked at pinion angle, we looked at the transmission. There's really nothing left to look at, and it looks like the final sources that drive shaft getting remade will hopefully solve the problem on that. I mean, we looked at the tires and the rims and tires and balancing those out. Different ones, and yeah, so that's all pointing at the drive shaft. Hopefully this solves the problem and the customer can finally enjoy his car. We had Mark 72 S10 or C10 in with the LS swap, right? And it had the
K10.
K10.
Yep. Yeah, that one he actually bought it. It had an LS swap already done to it. He brought it in for some starting issues and just wanted some tuning done, and we ended up finding out that second gear was non-existent. It went from first to third gear as far as shifting, so we actually have that transmission out, and it's down at ATD right now to get gone through. And then
that's a 4060, correct?
That's a 4060, yep. And then we're gonna put some injectors in it, because the injectors that he's got in it are a little small for the cam and exhaust that's on it, and then get it retuned here, so hopefully everything is good to go in the next few weeks.
Okay. And then we got a older Chevy with a small block in it that we're doing some tune-up on, that's on the floor.
Yep, that one ended up, it came in with a laundry list of little things that were just subpar, needed to tune up, basic tune up as far as cap, rotor, plugs, wires. Carburetor had leaks and it just was not running right, so Brian actually pulled that off and went through it. He's got that all set up now, it should be good, and some other fuel system things that need to be addressed. So we'll be taking care of that stuff and getting her up and running, and we'll decide. The customer's got to make a decision if he wants it to go on the dyno or if he wants to just wait and do a street tune come spring. So. Yeah.
Then we have a 2021 Silverado on the floor today that we did a supercharger on the truck. Got 54,000 miles on it. At about 10,000 miles, we installed a Edelbrock 2650 supercharger and a 6-inch, I believe that was a Rough Country.
Rough Country would be
the Rough Country 6-inch lift kit. Customer lives on the west side of Minnesota, and he's been enjoying the truck. He's now got, he put 44,000 on the supercharger and the lift kit, so now got 54,000 on it. Running with it, no issues at all. It's in for some maintenance, so it's neat to see stuff like that come back with that many miles on it with no problems at all. So that one's just getting finished up here. I think we're even doing some differential oil changes and
transmission transfer case, engine oil change, a basic tune-up, everything that's pretty much on the GM as far as their service plan, just wants to stay ahead of things with it, so.
Really nice to see customers coming back and following the GM service intervals or whatever the manufacturer is. Been a patient customer and gets in when we have an opening, and love working with customers like that. Last,
sure.
I think on my list is the 2023 BMW here that I think he came in for a list of what, colder intake, catback?
Yeah, colder intake, catback exhaust, turbo inlet pipe, and then an inline, a tuner, basically.
And that's all Dyno?
Yep, all Dyno stuff.
Available. That stuff's all available on our website. So most stuff that we talk about is available on our website. If you don't see something on our website, give us a call. If you were, if you're a do-it-yourself or installer. But I had a good turnout on this one. I think the dyno's done, the street driven, and it's ready.
Everything went good. It's ready to go.
So yeah, that's starting to do a little bit more of the import stuff. It's something that we always shied away from, but Dyno's got a good line of products that we like installing, so we're gonna dabble a little more with that stuff. Other than that, I think, do we have something on the last page here? No,
I think we're
nothing
good.
on the last page. So we're planning on doing this every 2 weeks or so. We want to keep up on telling everybody what's going on in the shop. And if there's any questions, don't be afraid to email us. On our website, we have a messenger set up that you can message us, give us a call, or email us. And yeah, looking forward to laying out everything that's going on in the shop so everybody can see what's happening at West Bend Dyno.